Mm. Good morning, guys. I told you I would keep you updated. Welcome and thank you for being here. Yesterday didn't turn out like I had hoped. For those of you that don't know, my sister went in yesterday for some surgery to put some stents. She has 3 arteries. Two of them are almost completely blocked, and one is completely blocked. Well, once they got in there yesterday, they found that the blockages are too calcified to be able to put stents in. So now the only option is open heart surgery. And the whole reason they didn't do that in the first place is because it is way too dangerous for her because of her age and her other ongoing health problems. For those of you that don't know, she has non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver, autoimmune hepatitis of the liver, and type 1 diabetes. So that was why they avoided it in the first place, because they said it would be too high risk. But now there's no option. So they're transferring her to a hospital in Los Angeles to get this surgery done. And I'm having a very hard time with this because I know the risks of an open heart surgery on her. I just talked to her this morning, and she seems to be at peace because she's a very religious person. And in her mind, she said, if this is God's will to take me, then that's His will to take me. I can't feel like that because she's all I've got left. My other 2 siblings I've already passed, and so I can't look at it that way. I just can't. But she does. She says, well, you know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And she said, I'm at peace. She said, I'm at peace. If I'm supposed to go because of the surgery, then that's what it's supposed to be. And to hear her say that, you know, I mean, it's good that she's accepting whatever her fate is. It's good. But for me, it's like, no, 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 no. Don't do this again. Not again. Don't take another sibling from me. So I am struggling. I am, my anxiety and tension is very, very high right now. Her son, my nephew, last night he said he thinks they're going to do it Friday, but he wasn't sure, which would be tomorrow, but he wasn't sure. And she, when I talked to her, it's kind of hard to know if what she's telling me is what really is, because she has been diagnosed with dementia. So it's like I'm losing my sister in one of 2 ways, you know. If she survives this surgery, well, we all know what dementia does. I do. I took care of my mother after she got dementia, and there were days she had no clue who I was. So that's where that's at now. I'm trying to figure out a way to bring myself down, because she could tell by my voice. She said, I could tell you're very, very stressed just by your voice. And she goes, no. She goes, no, Lori, don't do this to yourself. She goes, we have no control over this. In her eyes, like she said, this is in God's hands. So that's what comforts her, and that's good. But the thought of not having her around is, it's mind-blowing to me. I can't picture not having her around to talk to, not having her around just to share life with. I can't. Not at this point. And the closer it gets to this now, yesterday, I was stressed all day just waiting for the news of what's going to happen, or what will happen. And then I get the call from her husband that they couldn't do the procedure and the only option is open heart. And when I talked to him, I said, I can't even believe this is happening. I really can't. I thought for sure he was going to call and say she's at home recovering, she's doing well, but no. Instead, this is going to the worst in her situation. So, and I want to thank all of you who came out to my video yesterday. I want to thank you with all of my heart. I didn't respond to everybody because I'm not in the frame of mind to do that, but I want you to know that I read every single comment, and I can't thank you enough for the support for me and for her. Many of you, said you were praying for both of us and for the family, that type of thing, which I appreciate. I'm just trying to figure out how to get through the time before that surgery is done. I'm getting back into that high anxiety state that I was in a couple of years ago, and I don't want to go back there. I'm getting back to that, and I don't want to go back there. It's affecting me to where I can't eat. I ate a little bit at my son's birthday yesterday when I went to his apartment. His girlfriend made a delicious meal of steak, mashed potatoes, and then she stir-fried, kind of like stir-fried the broccoli to where it was real soft. It was a really delicious meal. I could only eat a few bites. That's all I could do. And then I woke up at 12:30 this morning with diarrhea. Sorry, it's the truth. Well, that's what stress does to me. And this is what happened the last time I went into high anxiety a couple of years ago. I couldn't eat, and if I did, I'd have diarrhea. Yeah. So that kind of freaked me out. I thought, oh my God, here we go. So I'm, trying to figure out how to get through this day and the time until she does have this surgery and we see the outcome. But this is terrifying to me, guys. This is terrifying to me beyond words. I'm trying to figure out how to keep all this down. Today I'm supposed to receive some stuff I ordered that my homeopathic doctor told me to order to help with all this. It's supposed to arrive today, so I hope it does help. Because I don't want to get back into the whole Xanax thing, but at this point right now, I'm thinking of taking just half of a 0.25 to bring the nerves down. I took my blood pressure this morning, just a little while ago, because I was worried about that. I thought, oh, I wonder if my blood pressure is way up there. Well, no, it was, let's see, 123/79, which is really good, with a pulse of 87. So that's very good blood pressure. I was expecting it to be way up there, but I'm just not feeling very well today. And I want to just lay down and rest, but because I'm so full of anxiety, I can't just rest. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. the best thing for me would be to just lay down and rest or fall asleep. Well, unfortunately, my brain and body doesn't let me do that when I'm stressed. It just starts reeling too much, of what's going on. So now I'm just going to wait for the news of, when she's transferred. I asked her how she's going to get from where she is to Los Angeles, and she said by ambulance, that she'll be taken there by ambulance. So, yeah, and she had a pretty rough night too, because the patient next to her, as she put it, she said she's not all there. That's how she put it. And she said she was up all night talking, what have you. That patient was up all night just talking or making noise, whatever. So she didn't get a good night's sleep at all. She sounded really exhausted, which that's not good. But so she was just being the big sister that she is, telling me to calm down, telling me, to not get sick to the point where I'm in the hospital. So she's telling me, you need to calm down, you need to accept things as they are. Let's just go day by day, which I know is true. You're supposed to live in the moment in order to have a peaceful life. You're not supposed to focus and worry about what could be or what's out of your control. I know that. But unfortunately, my brain and body doesn't work that way. There's been so much that happened in my life that was so very painful that I think my subconscious just goes into uh-oh mode, what's coming? Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God. That's where my brain goes. And I wish I could change that, and I try. I try to just think of everything positive. I try to think of what to be grateful for. I try to think, like this morning when I woke up, I was shaking. I was just shaking, and I thought, here we go with that anxiety. I try to think of everything to be grateful for. I try to live in the moment. I laid there with my little dogs, and I was like, okay, everything is okay right now. Right now, everything's fine. Because I knew that she had gotten through that yesterday. Her son, I talked to her son last night, and she got through that yesterday, and she was resting. So I woke up this morning, and after I started shaking, I thought, okay, let's do that live in the moment thing. Everything's okay right now. Everything's good right now. Don't think about what could be. Just, that's what I was trying to do for myself. But unfortunately, ever since I had that panic attack, Christmas night of 2022, I have suffered with anxiety. Not like I am now. I mean, just, it's there, it comes and goes, but not like I am now. So this is just kind of reinforcing the anxiety that I, have to deal with on a regular basis, but not to this extent. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to just bring myself down, because I'm not feeling well today at all. I don't feel well. And I know that's what stress does. It just takes you down. It really takes you down. I'm trying to figure out how to cope with the fact that something really bad could happen with open heart surgery with her. I'm trying to figure out how to cope with that when it happens, because that scares the daylights out of me. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to give you all an update of what's going on. Continue your prayers, well wishes, healing vibes, whatever you believe in for Gloria. Because right now it doesn't look that great. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't look that great. So you guys take care, and I hope you have a good day. I will talk to you later, and we'll see what goes on from here. And thank you all for being here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your kindness in all your comments. I can't thank you enough, because this is living hell for me. So I thank you all for your goodness. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.